Okay guys, I'm working on the Fullscreen machine today, and I got my cable in, my throttle cable, thanks to one tough dog posting a link to Go-Kart Supply, showing me exactly what kind of cable I should get. I saw it and bought it. It's a 102 inch throttle cable. Yeah, it's a long one. And I got it hooked up, and I'll show you what I did here. The engine on Allie's go-kart right now, I did a little bit with it, but I haven't tested it out yet. I did take the bowl off, and I let it run for a while, the gas, and then I cracked open the top lid, you know, the cap, and it didn't seem to change anything. It is flowing normal though. It is flowing normal now after I messed around with the hose that goes down to the carburetor. But that still didn't fix the problem from last night, because I tested it out last night and the problem was still there. And today when I took the bowl off and was looking at it, nothing changed. I didn't test it out, but I'm pretty sure that's not fixing the problem, because well, it was flowing the same last night when it started doing it as it was now. So when I took the cap off today, so that's not the problem. I still have yet to, I think it's a vacuum problem with the tank. That's what I'm assuming, but yet at the same time, many of you guys have told me that it might be the spark plug. The spark plug is bad, so I haven't swapped out the spark plug because I don't have any, so I'm gonna have to go down and buy some. But one of you had said that you had that problem and you had to change the spark plug. Well, that kind of makes sense on this thing right now, because the last 2 times I've taken it out by myself to drive it around prior to yesterday, well, no, it was even yesterday too. I had to take, you know, I tried to start it pulling on that cord, pulling on the cord, and it wouldn't start, so I had to take the plug out. Noticed that there was gas all over it, but I smelled it and it wasn't gas. It was water. And we've been getting a lot of rain here, so somehow water is getting down inside of the engine, and I'm assuming via the spark plug. So I'm going to change the spark plug. Maybe tomorrow I'll go down and get another spark plug, maybe next day, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, so it might be the spark plug, might be the coil like many of you said. But I'll keep you guys up to date on what I'm doing with it. But for now, I'm going to show you what I did to the throttle. Okay, now remember this little LED ring I bought? Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to put that over the camera here and maybe shed some light on the subject here. Okay, so what I did, let me move the battery up here so you guys can actually see. I made a patty. I took 2 pieces of steel, flat stock, and then I took 1 round tubing, cut the tubing in half, took 1 top flat stock, welded it to 1/2 of the tubing, and then did the same on the bottom part. Offset this hole, and then welded the under part of this bracket. So I can take this bolt out, spread this apart, and pull the cable out. But I also have a cut right here, so I can loosen this up and pull the cable out sideways and just take the whole thing out. On the paddle right back here, that's welded to this piece, I cut 2 notches so I can adjust the cable based upon the arc. Now I've already tried this out and it seems to work pretty okay. Okay. Now, so I can just take this out, loosen up the bracket, and then pull this out sideways. See, you can kind of see the cut way over there. Slide the cable out sideways without having to remove this little aluminum nipple. So then once I got that set up and I have it adjusted back on the engine, I needed some place to put the spring. And so I drilled a hole. This spring came off of my mower build when I gutted out the bottom of it. So that's where this spring came from. And then I just took a piece of 3/8 rod, welded it on there, grooved it so the spring could go around it. And now I can push on it. It's got some good, comfortable give to it. But this is one little thing that I've got, one little glitch in the whole system here. Watch what happens when I push. Watch the cable pushing out. See that? Now, it's not really that big of a deal because it's not really doing anything in back on the engine. So, I think this is just a little extra slack that happens because I've got 102 inches of it. So, what I think I'll probably do is I'll probably just get another plate, small little plate, drill in the plate, put the plate over the top of this, and then put black tape around it to hold it into place. Because as it's moving now, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm sure with me jumping around, it's going to come out of that groove. If I could take a small little plate of steel and put it over this with a little hole, with a little offset sunken drill bit piece in there so it would fit up over the top of this nipple, and then put on some type of spring clamp on here, that would probably work too. Maybe. Don't know how long that would last. I mean, jumping around, romping, and, you know, beating the hell out of this thing. But I think if I were to use some type of tape or something like that, put a plate over it and then just black tape it around to hold this still, to keep it from coming out of the groove like that, and then all of a sudden I have no accelerator. I tried to make it so that way this tension and all that, everything would work out, but I've been playing around with this thing for like 2 hours trying to get rid of that, and it ain't working. So, but the full stroke here, from right here all the way up, is the full 1.5 inch stroke that happens back here on the engine. And how I hooked this up, well, this is kind of explanatory because Harbor Freight's engines now come with this little clip. It comes with this little clip that's already on the engine, so you can hook a cable right up to it, and it has that little cable adjustment right there too. You can slide the cable in through there and then just tighten it down on the top. And I've tried messing with this to take out the slack in front, and it's not really working out too well, because what happens is when I full throttle it up front, I think it pulls a little bit of the cable out. So I don't know, I just have to mess around with it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work as it is. So maybe I should fire this thing up and show you guys. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Now to see part 2 of this video where I actually test it all out and all, go ahead and click on the link right below this video and it'll take you right off to that one.